Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Polling underway in the second phase of Jharkhand Assembly elections. 46% voting recorded till 1 p.m. Uttar Pradesh government to take up Unnao rape and murder case in the fast-track court. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attends All India Conference of Directors General and Inspectors General of Police in Pune. President Ram Nath Kovind calls for ensuring quality education and healthcare to all citizens, especially in remote areas. Armed Forces Flag Day been observed across the country. And India go 1-up against West Indies in the 3-match T20 series, winning first match by 6 wickets in Hyderabad. In Jharkhand, 46% electorate had cast their votes till 1 p.m. in the second phase of assembly elections on 20 constituencies spread over 7 districts. Polling is by and large peaceful, barring some sporadic incidents. One person was killed and 2 others injured during clash between police and local people at Baghani in Sisai constituency. The clash took place when some local people complained about alleged bogus voting. In Chaibasa, a bus was allegedly set on fire by Nakshals. The Superintendent of Police, West Singhbhum district, said the incident occurred at Jojohatu area. The bus was deployed to carry voters. More casualties has been reported in the incident. Polling will end at 3 p.m. in 18 assembly constituencies except Jamshedpur East and West, where people can vote till 5 p.m. More from a correspondent.
Moderate to brisk polling has been recorded in almost all polling booths. Special arrangements have been made at polling booths for elders and Divyang voters. Special transport facility being provided for Divyang, 80 years plus voters and electorates in hardcore Naxal affected zones. This phase will decide electoral future of Chief Minister Raghuvar Das. Other prominent candidates of this phase are Jharkhand Assembly Speaker Dinesh Unnao, State Cabinet Ministers Nilkant Singh Munda, Ramchandra Sahit, BJP State President Lakshman Gilwa, Congress National Spokesperson Gaurav Vallabh, JDU State Chief Salkhan Murmu, Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Ranchi.
In the first phase of elections on the 30th of last month, 63% polling was recorded. 13 constituencies spread over 6 districts, Chatra, Palamu, Gumla, Garhwa, Latehar and Lohardaga went to polls in this phase. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has announced that the Unnao rape and murder case will be tried in a fast-track court to ensure severe punishment to the culprits. The victim passed away at a hospital in Delhi last night after suffering a cardiac arrest. The Chief Minister described her death as heartbreaking. More from a correspondent.
Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav is sitting on dharna in front of the State Assembly building in Lucknow and demanding the resignation of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, along with other party leaders, today visited the house of the victim in Unnao. BSP Supremo Mayawati has said that the state government should do extra efforts for justice to the bereaved family and take strict action against the guilty police officer. Meanwhile, in Bulandshahr district, police has decided to provide security to all rape victims of the cases registered in last 5 years. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
A team of the National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, has reached Hyderabad on a fact-finding mission relating to the encounter of all the 4 accused in the rape and murder of a doctor. The NHRC took suo motu cognizance of yesterday's killing of the accused. After arriving at Samshabad Airport in Hyderabad, the team left for Chatanpalli where the encounter took place. The team will also visit the Mehboob Nagar Government Hospital where the bodies have been kept. Meanwhile, the Telangana High Court has directed the state government to preserve the bodies of the 4 accused till 6 p.m. on Monday. Hearing a petition filed by various women's organizations, the court also directed the state government to submit a video of the post-mortem in a CD or pen drive to the Mehboob Nagar Principal District Judge. The High Court will take up the petition for further hearing on Monday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is holding a discussion on internal security-related issues at the All India Conference of Directors General and Inspectors General of Police in Pune. Top officials of State Police, Central Armed Police Forces, Central Investigation and Intelligence Agencies are attending the gathering. More from a correspondent.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is leading discussion on internal securities in annual conference of DGPs and IGPs. Home Minister Amit Shah is also attending the conference. The theme of the conference is scientific and forensic-based investigation apart from the technology-enabled policing. A comprehensive internal security plan is likely to be drafted in this conference, which will conclude tomorrow. Nitin Kelkar for AIR News, Pune.
Defence Minister Ram Nath Kovind has said that Pakistan has made terrorism a state policy. Speaking at the passing out parade in the Indian Military Academy in Dehradun today, Mr. Singh said Pakistan fought 4 wars and lost all of them, but they are a strange neighbour not mending the way. He said the Indian forces and people have to be prepared to face terrorism.
हमारी सरकार ने आतंकवाद के खिलाफ एक मल्टी प्रोंग स्ट्रेटेजी अपनाई हुई है, जिसके पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट्स भी अब सामने आ रहे हैं. इसके बावजूद आतंकवाद के खतरे के प्रति हमेशा सजग रहने की जरूरत है.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said the government is working on more measures to revive the economy. Addressing a function in New Delhi today, she said the government has taken several measures during August and September to boost the economy. She further said the public sector banks have disbursed nearly 5 lakh crore rupees in the last 2 months to boost consumption in the hinterland. On the goods and services tax GST, Ms. Sitharaman said the rate structure will have to be decided by the GST Council. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com. President Ram Nath Kovind has said quality healthcare and education should be made accessible for all citizens, especially in remote areas. Addressing the second convocation of AIIMS in Jodhpur, he also stressed on the need to develop low-cost diagnostics, treatment and rehabilitation services.
Our nation has made great strides in many spheres, including healthcare. But we need to do more to ensure that quality healthcare and education is accessible to all citizens, especially those living in the rural areas and remote parts of the country.
Mr. Kovind said that institutions like AIIMS have been developed to provide medical care to the poorest. He said the government is focusing on extending the reach of Ayush services.
The research community around the world is taking note of India's traditional systems of medicine. The government has also focused on extending the reach of Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, as well as Homeopathy, which is known together as Ayush. I am happy to learn that AIIMS Jodhpur has started providing Ayush services too.
Armed Forces Flag Day has been observed across the country today. It is observed on the 7th of December every year to honor the martyrs and armed forces personnel who safeguard the motherland. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu said the day provides an opportunity to express gratitude to the forces guarding the borders. In a tweet, he appealed to the countrymen to contribute towards the welfare of the armed forces and their families. He said the funds collected on this day are used for the welfare of the family members and ex-servicemen. He reminded that the welfare of the soldiers and their families is the responsibility of the entire nation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the country salutes the indomitable courage of the armed forces and their families. In a tweet, he urged the people to contribute towards the welfare of the armed forces. In a tweet, Defence Minister Ram Nath Kovind asked people to support soldiers' families and do everything possible for the well-being and also for the welfare of ex-servicemen. He said contribution to Armed Forces Flag Day Fund can be made online or through checks. The contributions are exempted from income tax. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar also urged people to contribute to the fund. The Prime Minister inaugurated the Armed Forces Flag Day fundraising in Pune today. Flag Day function was organized by the Maharashtra State Sainik Kalyan Board at Raj Bhavan. Prime Minister Modi interacted with the wife of martyr Kunal Goswami and his daughter. Nationwide GST Stakeholders Feedback Divas for new GST returns has been observed today. Scores of businessmen, chartered accountant and financial experts are participating in the event. In Delhi, officials from CGST are hearing and responding to queries of the stakeholders and resolving the grievances. Participants, including taxpayers, found the event informative and said these kinds of events will help them to resolve the queries related to filing of GST return. They urged the government to ease the process as this will facilitate them to pay tax in a timely manner. Businessman K.K. Garg talked to AIR News and said,
मेरा नाम के गर्ग है। जो मेरा सुझाव है कि मैं कहता हूं कि एक बारी अगर गवर्नमेंट के पोर्टल पर या कहीं भी मैंने कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन डाल दी तो वो मेरे से दोबारा ना मांगे। वो रिपीटेड चीज मत कराइए हमारे से, हमारे को बिजनेस करने दीजिए।
A senior GST officer, Kanika Dua, said the idea is to take feedback from GST payers.
The objective is to familiarize the taxpayers with the new return system, which is going to be launched from the next year, the next financial year. Today's program aims to take real-time feedback from taxpayers on the new return system and accordingly fine-tune the mechanism.
Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs CBIC Chairman Pranab Kumar Das told AIR News the focus is on assessing the ease of compliance and uploading of these new returns. Finance Minister Narendra Sitaraman had invited some GST taxpayers, chartered accountants and tax practitioners to assess first-hand the response to the various GST returns, especially the new returns to be introduced. New Delhi and Yangon have reviewed India's ongoing projects in Myanmar besides capacity-building initiatives, trade relations, border cooperation and plans to enhance implementation of bilateral agreements. The review was held at the 18th round of Foreign Office consultations between the two countries held in New Delhi. The Indian delegation was led by Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale and the Myanmar delegation was headed by Permanent Secretary U So Han. The Foreign Secretary reiterated India's priority to its partnership with Myanmar, a neighbor and an ASEAN partner, which is at the intersection of its Neighbourhood First and Act East policies. The Myanmar Permanent Secretary equally reaffirmed the high priority his government attaches to relations with India, which are based on historic and civilizational contact. The US has completed implementation of H-1B electronic registration process for the 2021 CAP season. The country's immigration agency has announced the petitions for the most sought-after work visa among Indian IT professionals will be accepted from the 1st of April next year. The H-1B visa is a non-immigrant visa that allows the U.S. companies to employ foreign workers in specialty occupations that require theoretical or technical expertise. The technology companies depend on it to hire tens of thousands of employees each year from countries like India and China. Under the new process, employers seeking H-1B workers subject to the cap or the authorized representatives will complete a registration process that requires only basic information about the company and each requested worker. France is expecting its most serious strike today, which is likely to paralyze the country over the weekend. The unions have warned that the turmoil would last into the next week as well. The strike has been called after President Emmanuel Macron's plans to radically reform the pension. Hundreds of thousands have taken to the streets and key transport services are brought to a standstill. The strikes, which began on Thursday, have recalled the winter of 1995 when 3 weeks of huge stoppages forced a social policy U-turn by the then government. Unions say Macron's proposal for a single pension system would force millions of people in both the public and private sectors to work well beyond the official retirement age of 62. On to sports now. India beat the West Indies by 6 wickets in the first T20 in Hyderabad last night. Chasing a total of 207 runs, India made 209 for the loss of 4 wickets in 18.4 overs. Skipper Virat Kohli scored 94, while KL Rahul amassed 62 runs. Virat Kohli was adjudged player of the match for his unbeaten knock. India took a 1-0 lead in the 3-match series. The second T20 international will be played in Thiruvananthapuram tomorrow. India continues to be on the top of the table on the 7th day of the 13th South Asian Games in Nepal with 186 medals comprising 89 gold, 65 silver and 32 bronze medals. On the final day of the athletics, India won 9 medals today. In the men's marathon, Rashpal Singh won silver and Shri Singh got bronze. In the women's marathon, Jyoti Gavte bagged silver. In the javelin throw, Shivpal Singh won silver in the men's section while Kumari Sharmila got bronze in the women's. In the men's 800-meter sprint, Mohammad Afzal claimed silver and Lili Das bronze in the women's category. In the 4x400 meters relay, Indian sprinters won silver in the men's and bronze in the women's section. Hundreds of Ladakh and Srinagar-bound passengers are stranded at Dras in Kargil and Sonmarg in Srinagar due to the closure of Leh-Srinagar National Highway for the past 1 week following heavy snowfall in the region. Our Leh correspondent reports that efforts are going to open the roads for traffic by this evening. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Polling underway in second phase of Jharkhand Assembly elections, 46% voting recorded till 1 p.m. Uttar Pradesh government to take up Unnao rape and murder case in a fast-track court. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attends All India Conference of Directors General and Inspectors General of Police in Pune. President Ram Nath Kovind calls for ensuring quality education and healthcare to all citizens, especially in remote areas. Armed Forces Flag Day has been observed across the country. And India go 1-up against West Indies in a 3-match T20 series, winning first match by 6 wickets in Hyderabad. And with that, we end the Midday News.